let's get ready to meet you guys, Taylor Soderborg. Hey, girl! Dropping a deuce. Pinching off a loaf. Code Brown. Igniting the rectal rocket. Taking a number 2. We've invented a lot of phrases to avoid directly talking about defecation. I, on the other hand, I love talking dirty. Now, you might be wondering why, and it's because I just spent 5 years completing a PhD studying these adorable little toilet snakes. At the highest level of education, I studied absolute crap. Which some people think all PhDs are, but in my case, it was actually true. So I studied the gut microbiome and how it contributes to our health. I got a poop HD. All right, so we like to think that we are in control of our destinies. So if you ask any CrossFitter, yeah, I'm the master of my fate. Okay, Jeff, put down the protein powder because I have some bad news for you. We are actually fantastically outnumbered by the bacteria in our gut. Like, I'm talking like trillions to 1. So you can think of your gut microbiome basically as Netflix autoplay. Your gut microbes are the 201 episodes of The Office, and you're just 3 a.m., one more episode. So yeah, you have some control, but clearly not much. So it wasn't until recently, though, that scientists realized, hey, perhaps all this bacteria in our gut actually plays a role in our metabolic, immunological, and even our psychiatric health. So how do we prove that the microbiome has a role in disease? Well, we use germ-free mice. So you can think of these, they're like basically the bubble boys of the animal kingdom. They've never seen any bacteria, and they like literally live in plastic bubbles. So someone realized, hey, you can feed these mice poop slurpees of whatever population you want to study the microbiome from, and you can see what happens to the critter's health. Obesity poop slurpee, the mice get fat. Depression poop slurpee, the mice get sad. Pregnancy poop slurpee, no, the mice did not get pregnant. What they did, they got the same insulin resistance that you see in normal pregnancy. But if you thought that they got pregnant, I'm gonna need you to go home and look that up on your own, because I'm not teaching you about that tonight. All right, so basically what scientists have realized is that the gut microbiome actually plays a role in causing some of these diseases. All right, so most of this research has been done in adults, which is an absolute waste of time. You all are just lost causes. But babies, on the other hand, they can be helped. So we do know that when babies are born to moms with obesity, they are at risk of becoming more obese themselves later in life. So maybe we can intervene through the gut microbiome. So I know Owen just told you all about the placenta and like how we should like eat it or like eat our babies or something. Is that what he said? Did I get that right? So don't do that. Really what matters is the early life gut microbiome. And to prove it, we will actually be dueling in the parking lot afterwards. It's gonna be placentas versus baby poop. And Owen, you get 1 placenta per a kid, but baby poop? Yeah, it's endless. Yeah, babies love pooping. They are the perfect population, guys. All right, so what actual evidence do I have for this? So cue up those germ-free mice. I colonized those germ-free mice with either poop from babies who had been born to normal weight moms or poop from babies who had been born to moms with obesity. All right, so before I go any further, I know you guys are all wondering, what is my poop slurpee recipe? So I will tell you, so take out your pens or whatever, your smartphones. Okay, so step 1 is you have to smash up the baby poop, and then you have to weigh it to exactly 1/10 of a gram, like you're some little weird fecal drug dealer. And then you put it into a solution, And then you walk across campus all casual like, you don't have a vial of poop in your pants. And so then you get to enter a high security area. And so like we're not talking like White House level of security, we're talking like you actually have to have proven a reason that you need to be there. So once you get into the facility, you gently but firmly, you have to grab the mouse, and then you have to convince it to swallow the gavage needle, which is basically like the poop Slurpee straw. And then you gently depress the contents into the stomach. And then the last step is you give the microbes 3 weeks to move into their new home, and 3 weeks for the mouse to recover physically, because emotionally, I don't think they do. So if you're still having trouble visualizing what we do, let me recommend the timeless, classic film, Human Centipede. I have not seen that movie twice. Okay, so I did not invent this method, but I did use it a lot in my research. So if there is a mouse hell down there somewhere, I don't think I'm going to the 9th circle, but I do think that Pinky and the Brain have saved me a special spot somewhere around like layer 7. So you can probably see it now. Pinky's like, Brain, what do you want to do tonight? And Brain's like, same thing we do every night, Pinky. Feed this human poop Slurpees. So I'm gonna enjoy my time while I'm here, just in case. Okay, so what actually happened to the mice that got colonized with the poop from the babies who had been born to obese moms? Well, to sum it up, it was shitty. So first of all, their immune systems were about as functional as second semester seniors on spring break. And then we fed the mice the fattiest, sugariest, cholesteroliest diet you can possibly think of. It's called a Western style diet. I'm not even joking. That is literally what the international scientific community calls it. So, America. Something we can be very proud of. So bottom line, don't eat that. It's bad for you. I don't care what kind of bacteria you got going on. Don't do it. But the mice that got the stool from the babies who had been born to obese moms, well, they got even fatter on that diet. And so if we think about this all together, what does this really mean? Well, it means that you can blame your mom for everything. So tell your therapist all that I'm sorry, I just put him out of business, I answered your question, it is your mom's fault. Okay, but I do want to end on a good note. So once we've identified the cause of a problem, we can start to fix it. So imagine it now. Poop transplants just everywhere. So, while we do call it taking a number 2, I do hope that now I've convinced all of you to agree with me that poop, it's number 1. Thank you so much, guys.
So I'm really interested in early life development and influences on that. And I did my OBGYN rotation during my medical school training, and I realized that babies were really cool, and they were basically these blank slates that didn't yet have diseases, and maybe we could help keep it that way. We spent a lot of time in science in giant buildings with other scientists, and we maybe communicate with the other scientists in our building, but we rarely communicate even with the labs next to us what we're doing, let alone outside of those buildings. And bottom line, science is funded by taxpayer money for the most part. And so I think it's really important that why would we expect taxpayers to want to support science if they don't know what discoveries are coming out of that science? So I think it's really important to make science friendly for everybody and to share the output of all that funding, because we could really use more of it and some really good things are happening. So I think it's things like Science Riot are great to help people understand why we need science. I'm Taylor Soderborg, and I am a 8th year at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Scientist Training Program.